Welcome back, guys. This is my second video on my X-Wing builds. This has become two builds. We are, of course, building the fine molds, and now I'm going to add to it building one of the Bandai. So both of these are 1/72nd scale X-Wing fighters. In the last video, we built up the wings of the fine mold X-Wing. We did a little bit of base coat, and you can see we've done some chipping to reveal the metal underneath the paint. So we're going to get at least as far on the Bandai and probably a little bit further on both. So we're going to jump right in and start building. Now the Bandai is a very interesting model kit. And let me say right off the bat, I love Bandai Millennium Falcons. There's never been a model I've had more fun with than the big perfect grade Millennium Falcon. These small X-Wings, I like the fine molds a little bit more, but as I build these Bandais, they're absolutely incredible. They're snap kits, but they're nothing like a snap kit made by anybody else. So you can see there are lots of what we call keys, lots of different shapes, keeping you from putting parts on the wrong way. And things are so tight, the fit is so good, they snap into place and cannot be removed. So we kind of push that in, and that's that. That is perfect. This part here is going to snap right on as well. Their precision is just absolutely incredible. Now they make some really cool, intriguing choices. Once again, you really just have to look at the precision and how well keyed these are so that they cannot fit any other way. And they really do just snap together. Now I showed building this little fin on my other video, and on the fine molds, you have to, with tweezers, put in that tiny little bar. Bandai's molding is so good, they just mold all three of those fins in to a single piece. And then you can get all the turbine detail on this panel that fits behind it. Squeeze them together and you're done. And once again, the way the parts fit, there's no way you can do it wrong. This back part of the engine builds up exactly the way it does on the fine molds. Except you squeeze it together and the seam is pretty much gone. Even back here, instead of a post and a hole, you get this odd shape that, once again, one post can fit up into that slot up on top, two posts can fit down, so it's going to fit together just like this. You heard that little bit of a snap. There it is. Squeeze this together. Sits right in place. I mean, the building of this, it's just phenomenal. Like, a lot of the parts follow the same scheme, but the absolute precision is just fantastic. And you don't necessarily need to use glue. I mean, you can see how tightly everything fits together. I will glue them. I always glue my models, but you wouldn't necessarily have to. The cannons that I built on the last one built up pretty much exactly the same, except once again, the preciseness of the fit is just incredible. I do like this. I think this is a very secure connection, a little more secure than the one on the fine molds. that's how the wings build up. It's that quick, that easy. You have to pay attention to what piece goes where because they're keyed so well that you cannot put this on a different place. You can't go where any of the other 4 engines are. But that is kind of a little bit of an example of how the Bandai wings build up. We have some of the same parts that go around the edge, just like we did on the fine molds. You'll have a little piece that fits in right here, some pieces that fill in. Oh, you know what? I was about to say you would have to add this piece on, but this is actually all molded in from the start. That was a separate piece on the fine molds. All right, so this will be first of many little comparisons that I do during these videos, but we've got just the Bandai assembled, the fine molds assembled. We also have a Revell snap kit, and we have the fine molds 1/48th scale, which was the best made X-Wing back when fine molds was doing the kits. Now, first off, first impressions is there is so much more detail in the Bandai, the smallest of our kits, than there are on any of the others. The Bandai, I don't enjoy building it. It feels a little clunky, but man, it has some really, really nice detail, and it's winning me over a little bit. So it may be a little hard to see, but inside of these little turbines, you can see it does have the fans molded in. Right there, you can kind of see the fans and the ribs there are molded in. You do not have that on the fine molds. You can see on the fine molds, it is just a flat surface behind it. The fine molds, because they were doing a bigger version, you can see that there are some details they only left on to the big ones. You can see the fans very easily on the big one. They do not exist on the small one. And they certainly don't exist on the Revell Snap Kit. Hopefully you can see this, but on these little bits of detail here, you can really see, this really does look like a piston. You can clearly see the circle. You can clearly see this is another kind of piston and rod, another rod here. You see there, the detail there, you can tell what all of those shapes are on the Bandai. Come across to the fine molds. You can see those 2 pistons, just 2 lines in a circle. No little detail here. You can see this is a rod and just kind of a square shape. And interestingly enough, even a little less detail on the big fine mold. You can see this kind of becomes a hose, this becomes a rod. That piston is kind of gone there. So more detail on the fine molds. And of course, our Revell Snap Kit. Really absolutely no detail on the Revell Snap Kit. Coming across the back, this is the detail on the fine mold, kind of those glued on. A little bit of detail there. Here's our Bandai. About the same on this part of the wing, much better here. And that's not a separate part, that's molded on. Now this is the first time we have a real clear winner. The fine molds 1/48th, much, much better on all of those parts. Much better done on big fine molds, but that's because it's a $100 kit compared to the smaller 2. And of course, once again, the Revell, really not much going on there at all. Here's our fine molds. And on these parts, they all have kind of about the same shape. Interestingly, I like the scale of the fine molds details more on these parts. I think we get more here, more of these lines, but I think some of these little bumps here, here, I think those are just a little too tall. But really the fine molds, the Bandai, just worlds above the Revell. The 1/48th scale ship is probably the best, but just very similar little build down here. So one thing I do want to mention right now is that both of these kits come with swappable landing gear. I feel like the fine molds is a little bit more swappable. See right there, you've got a very nice hole, and then you have 2 different modules you can put in. So this is the open landing gear. And the fine mold comes with kind of these rubber sleeves that just provide enough friction to hold it together. So You put the sleeve on the post. So the idea is that this will just provide enough friction to hold that in place, and you can pull it out and switch it with the other cover, which looks like this. So you can kind of pull that out and switch it around. I'm going to keep mine in flight mode, so I'm not going to use that feature. But I want to show you that is something you can do on the kit. And on my big 1/48 scale fine molds, I do have that one set up so it's easily swappable. The Bandai kit, same idea, but since it's a snap kit, it's a little more, it's actually more permanent. It's a little harder to get things in and out. So you can see you've got 2 slots right there. So when you do the cover, it will snap into place. When you're in landing gear mode, you actually have 3 pieces you put in. So that snaps in place. And then you can see you have your 2 open sides. Once again, you have those slots and tabs. Of course, you'll have another one on the other side. And if you don't want that, since it's a snap kit, it can pull out. I don't know how well that'll handle as far as wear and tear over the years. And like I said, mine are gonna be in flight mode, so I'm just gonna leave those covers on. Off camera, I did my base coats. So I did silver, I did some saltine to mask it, then I did my very light gray overcoat. So you can see my X-Wing is appropriately damaged. Now what we have to do next is I'm going to lay down silver over these kind of mechanical base here. And then the idea behind X-Wings is always that different panels have been removed and swapped and taken off other X-Wings so that the Rebels can keep all of these running. So we're going to mask off some individual panels, and we're going to paint them with slightly different colors to give it a little bit of a mismatched feel. Alright, so now we get to the really fun part of X-Wing, and as I mentioned in my last video, I have built Red 5. I've built Red 5 a couple times, and I feel I did really well on this one, so we're not gonna bother doing a Red 5 this time. If you're new to Star Wars, they always have different colored squadrons, and you have a squadron marking right here. So this is red, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Red 5. Red leader would only have 1. I've done Red 5. I've done blue X-Wings. I'm partial to the color green, so I've done a handful of different ships in a emerald green. We could call it Jade Squadron, Green Squadron. But what I kind of thought about doing today was kind of my own version of X-Wings. And it's tempting, it's always tempting to say, hey, these are Jedi, force-sensitive, elite pilots. I'm going to back off from that. These are going to be couriers. We're going to call them Shadow 1 and Shadow 2. and they are couriers going from system to system. Or they'll do escort missions where they will kind of flank different ships. They'll escort them from system to system. So not the most glamorous of X-Wings, but definitely it is needed to have some couriers and some escorts. So Shadow 1, Shadow 2, we're going to do them in some dark gray colors and give them a dark gray marking, and then mark one as Shadow 1 and the other one as Shadow 2. I have gone ahead and I have salted this again so that these markings won't be completely fresh. They'll look old, battered, and chipped. You can see I've done the salt kind of over the two different levels of paint. So once that salt is removed, some of it will come back down to the bare silver, some will come down to our hull panel, and some will come down to that repair panel light gray that I've done. One of the last things I really want to do before I start closing up these wings and encasing them in the rest of the X-Wing is I want to apply a wash to these mechanical areas on it. All right, I think that's about as far as I can go on this video, but we got pretty far in these. So we have our wing sections, our S-foils, close to being done. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and if I think the chipping is too extreme, it's really easy to go with a brush and fill some of those chips in. But the big thing is we've taken care of a lot of that stuff inside the wings. It would be otherwise very hard to get to. So you can see a lot of detail accented there. Lots of nice chipping. That is our Bandai kit. Right now, the Bandai kit, absolutely fantastic. One thing I do like about it is it actually does snap together and hold this flight position very easily. They kind of snap together. You can see there's a tab and a slot right there. Very nice movement there. The fine molds does not do as well. And this is something I remember about the 1/72nd scale is it's hard to get them to stay kind of closed. And if you watch, when I close it, you can see it kind of puts a little strain on that mid piece. I've tried filing things down, but it doesn't sit perfectly flush. All right, now this is just the beginning of these X-Wing builds. So we've done what we need to do to the wings so that we can keep building the ship. It's kind of hard to do some of this once you start building the main body of the ship around it. So I wanted to get at least this far. Now we will be able to clean up some of the chipping if we think that's too extreme, but I do want my X-Wings to be old and battered and weathered, and you can see the start of that there. You can see that earlier the wash looked like it was going on real heavy, but it cleans up so nicely. That cleaned up wash looks really good. Sorry the cleanup wasn't on the video, but that is, let's see, this is the fine molds. Here is our Bandai, went a little heavier on the chipping on that one. There will be so many more stages to this. Star Wars ships are just layer upon layer of paint, so we'll have some more washes, we'll have some pastels and chalks, maybe we'll add a few more panels of color to the ship. So we're gonna have a few more videos as we build these guys up. But thank you guys for following. I'll be back with the next video soon. Thanks for watching.